Good morning, Kettle Kids, and welcome to your Thursday, March 4th. Today is, of other things, National Grammar Day. And you might be wondering, well, what does grammar mean? Well, you know what? Let me explain it to you this way. The English language is confusing. There's no two ways about it. It is really bonkers. And we don't really stop to think about that because it's our native language. But guess what? Grammar is the entire structure, everything about our language. It's how we put sentences together. It's the rules we use. It's the differences between words. It's how we speak it and how we write it. So what am I talking about? Well, there's some slight changes, like little pronunciations of words, and including one more letter makes a big difference. What is the difference between were and where? Like we were over there, and where is everybody? There's it's a pretty small difference between the two, and people get confused pretty often with words like that. Also, things like there, and there. They're said the same way, but they have majorly different meanings. There's something over there. They are, as in like they are over there, the conjunction, and there as in ownership. That's their couch. And then even other stuff like two, and two. I want to do that with you too. There's too much of something, and there's two of it, meaning more than one, and less than three. So, obviously, that's already getting confusing just because there are multiple words that are said the same way but have majorly different meanings depending on the context. There's other things too, like tools, like punctuation, like the apostrophe. Apostrophes make a really big difference because when you include them in words, its can become the house while old really has its charms. It's something that belongs to it in that way. Or he lost his toy, but he thinks it's in the doghouse, as in it is in the doghouse. So, really some craziness right there, and that might be confusing you. And sometimes when your teachers correct you on that, you can feel like we're being pretty mean. But trust me, it's a matter of life and death, kids, because when you got things like the comma, which is another punctuation, it can make a huge difference in a sentence. For instance, let's eat grandma, or let's eat grandma, as in let's actually eat grandmother, or let's go eat grandmother's food in the kitchen. There's a big difference when you include that comma in that sentence right there. So remember, commas can save lives. Now that we know that, and now that we've saved grandma from being eaten, let's put our hand over our heart, find the flag in the room, and please rise for the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. Okay, Kendall Kid, me talk about food. It's a bad grammar right there. So let's talk. We're going to be having today a turkey sandwich or barbecue chicken with fillet, or the fillet of chicken with bun, sweet potato, fries, mandarin oranges, and milk. It's a very poultry-heavy day today, kids. And then talking about what's going on with the weather outside today. Well, the weather is going to be considerably colder than it was yesterday. High of only 30 degrees, 18 degrees on the low, and then we have a 85% chance of precipitation with some flurries coming down, but no significant amount of actual sticking snowfall. Tomorrow we're going to end up seeing a high of 32 degrees, just a little bit warmer, and then it's going to drop right back down over the weekend. And now, again, the weather has changed because that lake effect can be really unpredictable. It's looking like Monday and Tuesday will have a significant warm-up. So that cold front that was supposed to come down from the north looks like it is going to stay to the north right now as that polar vortex is keeping most of that cold air a little bit higher up into Canada. So what's going on with that precipitation today? Well, you've already seen we have actually hit the precipitation already early in the morning, and it is unlikely to be around for a really long time. But weirdly enough, the weather pattern is kind of nor'eastering it a little bit, so it's kind of swirling a little bit down both south and then back around east and a little bit to the north as it's supposed to spiral due to the weather models. So the stuff that we're getting right now, a little bit of clouds and flurries, will stick around probably for a little while this morning and then kind of go away as we get closer to the afternoon, where we might get a little bit of sun peeking through, but the cloud cover will probably stay overhead. Well, what does that mean for us today in terms of outdoor time? I guess, well, what it really comes down to is we don't quite know. It could be outdoor time game, or it could be indoor. Depending, we are just not quite sure which one it's going to be. So we're going to have to wait and see, talk to your teachers and your teachers' assistants and aides about what we're going to be doing because they will have to make that decision as we find out what the weather's going to be around that lunchtime, recess time. To mention that we are really excited about that donation drive. We're going to find out where we stand tomorrow in terms of our goal. I think we have a strong chance of hitting it. I'd love to see if you guys can surpass that, so I'll get back to you on that for the end of the week. But let's see where we are on Friday. Please, I still encourage you guys to make those donations of lightly or gently used winter clothing along with non-perishable goods. So let's end our announcements on that proper piece, that Kendall mission statement. The mission of the Kendall Central School District is to provide the knowledge, skills, values, and attitudes needed by students to live responsibly and to compete successfully in today's and tomorrow's world. Well, I hope you guys have a fantastic Thursday, and if I don't get a chance to see you, remember to stay colorful, Kendall.